Morning. Welcome back to Projects in Dad's Garage, where we are going to try once more to get this cartographer installed because every single time there's an issue. So what is today's issue? Also, this ESR pencil, despite being new in packaging, will not link to my Find My app, and all my devices keep yelling at me that I'm being tracked. So it's going back. All right, so let's start off by removing some heat sets from one carriage and putting them in the other. Let's grab Mr. Third Cam. Mr. Third Cam. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Mine's not been too bad. Father's Day today. Wagers on whether or not anybody remembers that. I'm going with no. But we did go to the Strawberry Festival yesterday. That was quite fun, if not ridiculously priced to get in. It's just a little community event at the fairgrounds. They wanted $6 a person to get in. There's a coupon for $1 off a person, so it cost us $20 for me and the girls to go. They did have free bounce houses. They had a really cool dog thing where dogs were catching frisbees and stuff. That was pretty neat. My bulldogs would be dead. I took the one bulldog for a walk yesterday. After I got off the stream, he was out of breath by the time he got to the end of the yard. And it's not like I live on a farm where he had to walk 3 miles to the end of the yard. I live in a neighborhood with a normal neighborhood-sized backyard. Out of one, into the other. Oh, let me see. Let me get you 3. Oh, you can't see shit. There we go. Cybertech, good morning. Can you see anything in there now? Can you see me now? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay. Heat set numeral dos. There we go. Last but not least, all right, there's our heat sets. Cybertech, how's your weekend going? Now, let's get the nuts out of here. Listen, nut, I cannot be bothered with you this morning. I will remove you by force. Get out. All right. Nuts removed, reinstalled. And go over here. I remember to turn the lights on this morning. So, whoop. Where did you go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? All right, we'll just set these in here for the moment. Where did I put the other one? There it is. All right, belts. Very important to get these back in there correctly. So they're even. I'll tell you what, it has been, what, 6 months now since I built this thing. It'd be really great to have it done working consistently and reliably, because it is starting to irk me. It's the wrong screw. Grab the wrong screw. There we go. All right. There we go. Get the right screw this time. So I think I mentioned it before. In fact, I know I did. I sprained my left wrist like 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago, and it is still killing me. Should be wearing my brace, but I don't. But compensating with the right wrist has now gotten it killing me too. Not too bad. Just got up and didn't have any failed prints. Awesome. So pretty good actually. That's always nice. It's always horrible to wake up with good money wasted on a build plate. I'm getting a little bit more confident with leaving things go overnight or whatnot on the box turtle, just because I, out of necessity, had to print well, I'll show you the Z drives for the new skirts for the 2.4. Several hundred layer swaps, color swaps, and they had to go overnight. It was like a almost 24-hour print. So let me get So here's our Z drives for the 2.4. So 3 colors. We've got Polymaker Galaxy Black, we've got Ambrosia Cardavon, and we've got Ambrosia Bloody Murder. I'm really excited to have this 2.4 not be blue. Red isn't even like a high up color on my list of favorite colors. I know I look fantastic in red. I know. But yeah, it's not like a go-to color of mine. It just seems to be a go-to color of mine with Ron John Surf Shop shirts. I think every one of my Ron John shirts is red. All right, let's get out the PF Makes belt tension meter. These things are absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So 2.4, as you can see back there, is black and blue. So that was my first Voron build. All I had at the time was an Under 3 that I had just purchased 2 weeks prior to me ordering all the parts to build that thing. So we're at a 2 on that side. I can't see you on that side because it's too fucking dark. Yeah, so I couldn't print the parts for that. So I got those. And I didn't choose the colors. The guy I got them from, I'd printed them for his 2.4 rebuild. So I just got them off of him. What is going on in the world today? What is my watch dinging about? Yeah. No, it wasn't print it forward. So the guy was going to do print it forward. He's since relocated. But anyway, he had them already printed, which meant that from the time I paid him on Tuesday, he was able to have them to me Friday morning. They actually should have been here Thursday because they were already printed, except for they needed to finish some of the skirts so that I could build it in a nice long marathon freaking build. I got home from work on Friday morning after working all night. Went over to the post office, picked up the parts because they failed to deliver them the day before because they could not access the property due to an animal. There's no animals. Like, there's not even the remote hint of an animal. At the time, there may have been a squirrel that ate nuts on my front porch. I really hope it wasn't because of the squirrel. I don't know. Fears that maybe Bullwinkle was around the corner from Rocky. I don't know. But yeah, so went over, picked them up, and then started building Friday morning. All day Friday, all night Friday. Saturday morning, I had to go down and meet a guy at Micro Center because I was missing one part that held the probe on. Knowing what I do now, I could have just printed it in PLA and it would have been fine to get it going and then reprint it, but did not know that then. Like I said, I was pretty new to 3D printing. I'd only been 3D printing for 3 weeks at this point. And yeah, went down, met him at Micro Center, got the part, come back all day Saturday. Saturday night, guys on the Voron Discord and the voice channels helped me get through all the software and firmware stuff. And by Sunday morning at sometime, I had no. So I played around with it on Sunday some. But anyway, at some point there, after, you know, being awake for like 72 hours building that thing, I had the very first 3D print off of my 2.4. This is printed in Sparta 3D Galaxy Black Sparkle. Still one of my favorite filament colors. Yep, this is my first Voron print. It's a skeletal dragon. No, I take that back. I think the first thing I printed was a little test prints. Cube and little screw things. That's what I printed and had ready Sunday morning. And then I printed that. All right. Enough of that tangent and side quest. Back to this side quest. There we go. Screws. Let's get a hot end installed. What I should have done yesterday, since I had to reprint everything for this this part here, and I've got it printed for the longer ones, is I should have printed the longer ducts and front face, so I could have just thrown that ultra high flow adapter on here. All right. There's that and that. Now the rest of this comes over from the back. All right. Where's your little flathead screws? Havoc, good morning. Yeah, they didn't deliver any of my other mail that day, so I think they just quit and went home. My route has changed a couple times. When I first moved here, I was like, mail would show up at my house at 9 a.m. So I was one of the first houses on the route. And then I changed to being one of the last houses on the route and didn't get mail until like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Now I get it around noon. So they keep changing where I am on the route, or what route has my house. I don't know. Anywho, get out the down under maker Allen wrenches. He doesn't know it, but I am going to cut up a set of weir wrenches and send them to him. Actually, let me message him. Probably just getting things settled down over there for the evening. Yes. All right. Let's get the duct working. Just like so. Here's where these little screws go, not on the carriage. Y'all doing anything good for Father's Day? Let's get some zip ties going. Actually, let's damn it, Clark. Wire's on the wrong side of the extrusion. Agreed. Havoc. Most of the crap I get in the mail could have, in fact, been an email. Or you could have saved yourself the time, and me the time, and the paper, and just not freaking sent it. Because it's just trash anyway. Other than packages, I like go out and get the mail out the mailbox once a week. It normally doesn't bite me in the ass. Just because, I don't know, once a week of having to look through everything and go, this is trash, this is trash, this is trash, is enough. I don't need to do that every day. I suppose it might be faster and easier just to go ahead and unhook these wires and bring them around. I kind of really hate the little screw terminals on this. Having meatloaf. I like meatloaf. I haven't had meatloaf in a while. One of those things I make every couple months. Meatloaf, fried potatoes. It's a very, very good, just feel good meal. Then you pour ketchup all over the fried potatoes and the meatloaf. What does your wife put in their meatloaf? Everybody seems to put different stuff in theirs. All right, now for the zip ties. Havoc. That's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame. But it is good of you to go and support and try to be there for some kids. Well, that's good. It's good that it is good, and yes, some family recipes are nice to have. I do all the cooking. I have a very large collection of recipes, family recipes, recipes of my own creation. A little while back, I guess it's 2 years ago now, I made a copy of all the recipes in my recipe book for my son, who was getting into cooking. He's since gotten into other things, but for him to have, that was a long process to handwrite all those recipes again. That's definitely not the screw for that. Where's the screw for that? Is this it? This looks like it. Don't know how it got all the way back there, though. Nope. She ain't it. What the fuck? Maybe this was the screw. Maybe it just goes through really far. My oldest daughter has done that with my wife and my mom's. Now she has a book. She has all of them in. What's cool is if they are the same, she would put both variations, not just pick one. Yeah, so I have different variations of some recipes from different folks. So for instance, I've got a molasses cookie recipe, one from my grandmother and one from my grandmother's mother. So Havoc, I have found that recipes are following a recipe exactly is far more important in baking than it is. I don't know where the frick this thing goes. It definitely ain't there either. Baking than it is in cooking, let's say. Just because baking is more chemistry than anything. Whatever length screw this is, I need one longer. Good chance that the one that I just put on the side of the extruder should have been this one. This is a 12. I need a 14. But yeah, some of the recipes I follow exactly. Some of them I've made my own alterations to, add a little bit of myself to them. Means this is probably the screw that comes in from the back. Whoop. Let's get the flashlight out. Huh. Something ain't lining up here in the back. Well, if that ain't lined up in the back, that means that filament pathway is not going to be aligned right. Whew, it's getting warm out here. Let's turn the AC on for a short. All right. There's that. That's lined up now. Let's get these ones tightened back in here again. Z-cut tab, put it back on. All right. Attach PTFE tube. Get the beacon. Finally, after all that time, now we're getting to actually installing the part that we wanted to install in the first place. The beacon. Not beacon. Cartographer. The cartographer. Get some M3 nuts. If I put this on now, I'll never be able to screw it to the back of that tool head. So I guess we're going to put this on first. Turns this around. Can't see that. See if I can push in on it. Why am I controlling? Why is my mouse on the iPad? No. No. There it is. Okay. All right. There's that. All right. What screws do we need to fit this? 3x10s, perhaps. Yeah, that looks about right. Use some button head ones, though. All right, well, that's going to be in the way. The wires for the heater and the thermistor are a little bit in the way. And they're zip tied in there. So that's going to be a pain in the butt. Cut that zip tie, I suppose. Make sure I don't cut any of the other wires. Still in the way. get over there. Just stop it. Just stop it. Absolute pain in the butt. There's that. Let me see if I can show you this. What we were dealing with. So, if you can see, those wires needed to come out the center so that could get screwed up on there. And they were off to the side, right in the path of where that needed to screw into. So I had to move those. Screws that attach that to the ducts, cooling ducts. All right, and our mounts installed. Man, there's like zero clearance on that stuff, isn't there? Good thing they included some really low profile screws in here. Yeah, this is fun. Good times. Good times. Ugh. All right. Get my flashlight out. These flashlights, the ones that attach to your hat, are absolutely awesome. These ones are from keep wanting to say EOTech, but they're not EOTech. Olight. If you watch their website, they go on sale quite often for promotions. Highly recommend. Oh, my. All right. Got that one started. Let's see if we can get the other one started. Damn it. I guess that one was, in fact, not started. The struggle's real over here, folks. This printed part is just ever so slightly slanted. Just enough for this nut to want to slide off of it. Cartographer attached. All right, let's go look at some documentation. Figure out how in the hell we go from here. Happy! How are you today? Thank you. Happy Father's Day to you. Printing mounts. Nice. Yeah, it is definitely a very large ambassador for that. All right. So, I'm talking to you. Go away. There we go. Monitor. New window. What do we got? Cartographer 3D. Documentation. Scan versus touch mode. Installation. Before you begin, I guess I should have read this first, but I did not. How do you zoom? Can't remember. How to zoom on Mac. Command. To zoom in on Mac, you can use keyboard shortcuts or trackpad gestures. The standard keyboard zoom is option command equals. There we go. No. I have a cartographer been working well for you? Make sure that height is right. I'm gonna run it into the bed. Mount the cartographer. Check. Oh, look, there's a jig. It's not within that range. Doesn't fucking matter because I'm not remaking that because I don't have the skills to. All right, can termination. I don't know if there's an ADXL on here or not. How do you tell? How do you tell? Okay. With the ADXL version of the probe, we were not able to enable the pre-terminated due to change of implementation of higher temperature rated multiplexer. Termination on the probe is not essential if hundreds of users who terminate their own toolhead with it. Okay, so is there a little thingamaboober? There seems to be no little thingamaboober on mine. So mine has no ADXL, it would seem. Anyway, we don't need to terminate that. It's already 120 on the toolhead board. No, stop it. Okay, so white and yellow. Where's my vape at? After you got the Z offset to not allow the nozzle to go mining for spring steel, yes, measuring your offset. That's what I needed to stop driving the nozzle into the build plate. What are you talking about, Havoc? What are you talking about with the Z offset? The tool it told me to print. So I actually need that. Is that information I'm going to have to enter somewhere? Fuck. So I'm going to have to uninstall this thing. To ensure accuracy. Well, I guess we figured out what's going to stop us today, folks. All right. All right, let's just do this. $20. So what you're saying is I should print this in multicolor. All right then. It's going to make it take longer. All right, there, that's white. I'm not going to mess with this. All right, figure that out. Do I even have any white? I have just a tiny bit of whites. I have another roll of white. I just wasn't going to open another roll of white. Dun, 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 dun. Did you see how much problem I had trying to get those screws to put that cartographer on there? Now you're gonna have me do it 2 more times. Thought we were friends, bud. Oh shit. All right. Print. No. Yes, I do not want to destroy build plate. That's all right. While we're at it, I printed the little nozzle brush scrubber. And this part that I have no idea what the fuck it does. Does anybody know what in the hell this little part is? I don't understand. Anyway, for sure I ordered brushes. Dig around in all the boxes. Oh crap, for different projects. Here they are. Found them. Ha! You said I wouldn't be able to find them, but I did. Yeah. That has been a very large part of why I have not installed these things on any printers. And why I tried to use Clicky. But things got to the point where it was not a viable solution anymore. All right. I was really worried about the adhesive on these things not holding it, but it's done pretty well in the Trident so far. I don't know what that box even is. What is this? Oh. So, I got some Vitali parts for the stepper shaft retainer here for 8mm shaft steppers. And then mount for the rapid burner. So everything except for the front idlers on that gantry will be CNC'd. The AB motor mounts, the XY mounts, the tool head mount. I am not sure what that is. Mellow Heat Core 4. let's go investigate. I haven't got to check out much of the inertia stuff. I know Lee Marie 3D are building one, but I honestly haven't got to check out their stream much the last few weeks. Summer gets really tough. We're trying to get out of the house and do stuff. Okay, mellow 3D heat core 4. Oh, look at this. What is this? When it touches the heated bed, it will transmit a signal to another board and identify the stuff. So piezo sensor? No? Is it just using these buttons as like an end stop type? I guess I could just read it. Oh yeah, that's right. Keela's building one now too, right? So I'm confused on this hot end. Is it a piezo sensor or is it $60? It's not a bad price for a hot end, especially with a little bit of tech in it. Yeah, the thing that I was curious about is this. No. Dun, 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 dun. Right here. Is it just using those two buttons as kind of like a micro switch? I really hope it's not, because that would mean that it's not a very rigidly mounted system. Yeah, I know it looks like a boot and reset button, but I was just concerned because it doesn't say piezo electric. It doesn't say, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just wondering what it is and if anybody knows. Is it a piezo sensor or piezo? How is it working? Pretty sweet looking hot end though. If I was in the market for one, I would definitely check it out. I am in the market for breakfast. Damn, I'm starving. There was some screws over how. Those screws are now gone. Waffle House, that's right, man. I would love some Waffle House. Somehow, though, I am the only one in the house that likes Waffle House. Well, that's not true. The kids do. The old lady doesn't. You, out of my way. Morning, Kegel. Yeah, I'm like a half hour from one at least. I keep saying I need to open one up. So, the location I always said would be perfect for one, it's right around the corner from me. It's kind of a little ways out of the way from all the local bars, but close enough that bar patrons could make their way over there fairly easily. And it's on the other side of town from all the other freaking fast food restaurants. And we only have one fast food restaurant in town now that's open 24 hours a day. After COVID, only one of them went back to 24 hours. So I think it could do great business. But anyway, the location I said would be perfect came available. There's a Rite Aid there. The Rite Aid closed. So now that'd be the perfect place for one. Make sure that the nozzle will actually reach the brush. Fuck, man, I don't know. Bar life, I never participated in. I'm gonna have to be really careful with that. if I don't make that a little taller somehow. Oh, get it. If I don't raise this up a little bit, it's going to ram the ducts into the little screw that stops the plate from coming too far back. So I need to figure out something here. Also concerned that that would hit potentially into the Cartographer, those two screws sticking up. So we need to replace those screws. Makermind Nexus, Dan, how are you this morning? Yeah, happy Father's Day, y'all. Those that weren't here earlier. Yeah. Dads, stepdads. Anybody actually putting in the effort, making the time, raising kids. They can be trying sometimes. And a lot of people, moms, dads, just decide that they aren't going to do it, which is a shame. All right, here's the plan. We're going to put this scrubber back in at the right spot for where it is now. Then we're going to take this bed out, switch out these screws, put it back in, and use the brush to know where the bed is supposed to be. All right. There's that. Now, take the bed so I can remove these screws, put shorter ones in. Or put washers to make them shorter. Either way, one of the two. We're going to do one of them. we're going to do something. So we don't destroy ducks, and so we don't destroy... You love your pain in the asses? Yeah, I love mine too. One of mine graduates a week from tomorrow. So I'll be at Midwest Rep Fest on Saturday, but Sunday I have to drive to Jersey to see my son graduate on Monday afternoon. Congratulations. You made it. They made it. Yeah. So, son graduates. So, like I said, I'll be at Midwest Rip Rap Festival. Any of you guys going to be there? If you guys are, come find me. Say hello. I was going to go like Friday and hang out Friday and Saturday, but I couldn't figure, like, I don't have the money for a hotel room or anything. And I'm not driving back 3 hours here to drive back 3 hours there on Saturday morning. I was trying to find anybody that was interested in camping Friday night, but nobody wanted to do that, and I'm not just going to be the only guy with a tent out in the fucking field somewhere. I'm going to see what I've got going on for East Coast Rep Fest. It's doable as a day trip, but it would be miserable. Really, I would really need to be going out there and have a hotel room and stay like the whole weekend. And I don't know if funds are going to allow that. Speaking of funds and trying to figure stuff out, as you have noted, Maker My Nexus, also congratulations on your 2,000 subscribers, sir. I missed your celebratory stream the other day, Martin, but I do not have the watch hours to monetize the channel and have channel subs, but there is a Patreon link in the description of this video, on the channel description. There is also new merch in the merch store. I'm really proud of mine and my good buddy ChatGPT's creations for those shirts. Let's go take a look at them. If you were here yesterday, we looked at them, but yesterday we weren't here for very long. So, dun, dun, dun. I had fun doing these. But if you would like to support the channel, there is a Patreon link, and there is a merch store. Got my first Patreon subscriber the other day, so that was pretty awesome. So, poor financial decisions made in Dad's garage, and then we've got a pirate ship for sailing the 7 seas and building rocket ships in the garage. That one is also available on a coffee mug. And then we have just the logo shirt. And these also have the logo on the sleeve. Yeah, it's on the sleeve. I didn't realize I made this available in black. Looks sharp in black. I like it in the espresso color. Anyway, so I actually reduced the price on this guy here. We barely make I think we make like $4 or something like that on this shirt. And I think I make like $7 on a regular t-shirt. Maybe a little less. I think it might be 5. So we don't make a fortune on them, but I wanted them to be reasonable. I barely like paying $25 for a t-shirt. Um, so I don't expect others to pay more than that. So I'd rather take less money off of them. But I definitely like those t-shirts. I need to get some for myself. But I don't have the coffee mug out here, and the shirt I wore yesterday. So yeah. Yeah, they're nice stuff. I was really skeptical of how the quality would be on fourth wall stuff because I heard bad things, but uh, those bad things might have been because people chose to have their shirts made with the cheapest shirt possible to maximize. Yeah, Poity, we're printing a nozzle offset tool right now. And while we do that, we're trying to fix these screws on the back of the bed. So that so that we don't destroy the probe or the ducts on the tool head. So I need to switch to camera view. How are you this morning, Porty? Ooh. She's tight, ladies and gentlemen. She is tight. Oh, there we go. Let's see what length these screws are. These are 12s. So let's go down to a 10. I think tired. I feel you, man. Updated firmware on your V2. Oh, nice. Got some multicolor. These are definitely not not stainless. Because they are magnetic. I was hoping to have some non-magnetics. All right. Now. Yep. That's the same height as the build plate. That's what we're going to go with. Get these tightened down. All right, change out the other one. Brian is being loud over there. She's moving. All right. All right. One more screw. Oh, come on. Bastard. I hate these little screws. Not screws. Nuts. And 1515 extrusions. Particularly mounting this bed is a pain in the butt. There we go. Come on. Oh, Lord. This is a pain in the butt trying to get these lined up. All right, there we go. They're all started at least. Get our build plate tightened down. There we go. Yeah, now she won't run into those when she's doing a nozzle scrub or printing. Good. Says we got 11 minutes left on our thingamabobber here. Our offset tool. Put some screws away. These are 16s. I'm thirsty. What do we got over here in the fridge? What do we got? The old lady said there was one of these that was a weird flavor. So the school during the summer has a really cool program where they give out lunches. You go once a week over to school and you pick up bags with breakfast and lunch items for your kids during the summer. And one of the things they give them is some juice boxes, and there's a couple flavors that the kids don't like. I've got a whole bunch of little bags of broccoli. And I don't mind raw broccoli, dipping it in some ranch or something. The kids want to eat it that way, so I gotta cook that for some broccoli and cheese or something. Anyway, so while we're waiting for that to finish, just got a couple more minutes to go. My daughter, my older one, has gotten herself into Harry Potter and wants me to print the Elder Wand from Harry Potter. I've got some wood-filled PLA. I had it sitting around here for like 2 years because just a little bit left over. I did a giant group head for a local comic shop for one of the displays. Exactly. And the kids won't drink mango. Unfortunately, it's the only mango, the one that came. I printed her Harry's wand the other day. Dog ate it, so I'm going to have to reprint that. But anyway, I've had this wood PLA drying for like 3 days now. Also, so for the CR10 has just a piece of glass on it. I've always used glue stick and that builds up. So I have UAF by Frank. I made it like a year and a half ago, and I never used it on the glass plate. I wasn't sure if it would be enough to hold stuff on here, but it definitely is. Hold stuff on there while you're printing really well. Stuff releases pretty easy, as long as it's not like one layer thick, which is a lot more than could be said about using glue stick. It doesn't build up on there. The UAF by Frank is essentially the exact same thing as Vision Miner nano adhesive. Just for the cost of one bottle of Vision Miner, I can make gallons of it this way. I think I have the directions for how it's made. I have the repository cloned or linked on my GitHub. You gotta buy 2 different chemicals. They're just like powders off of Amazon. And then I just use 50% ISO, so I don't have to bother mixing it 50-50 with water and stuff like that. All right. Pretty sure I sliced this and it's already in the thing. G-code files. Yes, I did. I love me sometimes preparing for stuff. Thank you, past me. You made present me's day. This actually prints in 2 parts. And Then it goes together. So let's go over here. My downloaded models. Copy this link for MakerMind Nexus to print for his kit. There's the Elder Wand. I did not scale the Elder Wand at all. It looks like it's pretty accurate to size. I did, however, scale this one because it is not the right size. I think Harry's wand is 11 inches, and that is not 11 inches. This seems like a pretty easy thing to have made sure you reference correctly when you were making your model, but whatever. Here we go. We'll watch the trident do its thing while we chat. Havoc, that's too funny. No, all good, man. I said that's fucking funny. It is reclamation time. Reclaim parts out of this clicky. Particularly the self-tapping screws that I always run out of. And the micro switch, because this is a genuine Omron. And I am out of them. Pull these magnets out of here too. I feel like I missed something in chat here. MakerMind Nexus. Not going to. 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 Not going You're not going to Earth because of a baby shower, you're not going to Murph because of a baby shower. Well, print's done. Now we're just gonna wait for that build plate to cool off some. We'll speed that up though. Woo! She warm. Magnets. Switch. Trash. Self-tapping screws. I made those. So it is, I think, 4 2x4s and 1 2-foot by 4-foot sheet of MDF, 3/4 inch thick. So all total $20 for a table. And they're fucking rock solid. Way better than $20 for an IKEA lack table. It's 24 by 24 inches on the top, and then got a bottom shelf in there. You do need a jigsaw to cut out the bottom so that the shelf slides down in there. That's the only thing I think people might have an issue with. Other than that, it's just a circular saw. You don't even need a circular saw, you use a hand saw. Wouldn't recommend it. A hammer and some framing nails. All right, well, since Havoc thinks I should have to take this back apart, let's go ahead and take this Cartographer off of here. Thinks it's funny to watch me suffer. Trying to reach in here and do this with my sprained wrist. All right. Yeah. Um, if I get a chance, I'm going to redo it so that it's all one table. Because when I built the switch wire one a couple years ago. So, oh, here's the cool part about it. If you're so the switch wire has Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder on it. And if you need for some spool management, they're ideal for throwing some rep racks on the back of. So on for the 24-inch one, it holds enough rep rack for 6 spools of filament, which, as a happy accident, happened to be exactly how many carts were on my Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder. But I'm going to need to do so upcoming build is another switch wire, and that's going to have an 8-lane Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder on it. Shout out to sponsors for that series. LDO sponsored the filament for it, and Fabrico helped sponsor parts that I did not have and still needed. So shout out to Fabrico and Jason over at LDO for sponsoring that. Oh God, you're not doing right. Not at all. Stop. Stop. Dun, dun, dun. No. What are you doing, son of it? Fine, fuck it. Come over here. Pause. Uh, I don't know what happened to our Z offset on this thing, but he ain't right. Something happened. All right. Try this again. All right. Well, at least I can thread the screws a little bit into this before I start. Steven, good morning. How are you today? So here's our little tester do head. Let me thread this in and I'll show you. So here we are. There she is. So this rotates, tell you how high your nozzle is. And then this, which I did not bother to print in multicolor, has measurements on the side that it's not going to focus on. You're just going to have to take our word for it. There they are. Slides in and out, tells you your Y offset. You over here. Oh, Havoc, you and I are not friends anymore. Oh, damn it. These screws aren't long enough. Down Under Maker, how are you today? What are you trying to do to your 2.4, Steven? What'd you get, Dan? What are we doing with engineering stuff? I'm going to send you your favorite thing in the world. We're Hex Plus drivers that have been chopped up. I know how much you really liked the thought of me chopping up the ones I made for myself, and I thought you'd be even more excited at the thought of me chopping up another set of wrenches to send to you. I don't know. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but we're going to do it. In fact, maybe we'll chop them up live on stream. We probably will. Ugh. Nice. I got some motor upgrades coming too. I'm doing the classified steppers from Fabrico. You know, I don't have any engravers, but I might be able to. Might be able to. All right. Get some longer screws. What's in the actual fuck? So much coating on that you can't get a driver in it. You have a Magneto X. Nice. Porty, did you send him a Magneto? If so, that is one hell of a gift. Dan's a cool guy, though. Always helping everybody out. So, definitely going to a good person. Oh, yes. Well, you know what? Porty's good for that. Porty helped make some contacts to facilitate Fabrico sponsoring me and helping out. So, Porty out there being a silent ambassador and helping out. Good people. Good people. This community has some amazing folks in it. Yeah, a Magneto sticker would be sweet. Big fan of stickers. All right, I don't know what's going on with this thing. But she ain't working. It's a problem for future Alex, though. Still, fun toy to play with. It's a very unique printer. First gens of any idea are often a little rough. I don't think anybody that understood the technology ever thought that it was going to be perfect out the gate. But it is exciting to see people do and try new things and push things forward. And it's always fun to mess with stuff. That is, after all, why I build 3D printers anyway. To see if I can't make it to stop by one of your streams and check out the Magneto. I have a hard time making it to any streams this time of year. Normally around May, printers get turned off and stay that way until September, October-ish. But this year we're doing the YouTube thing, so not going to be just parking printers for the summer. All right. So, let me see if I can pull this up. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom. There we go. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. I actually kind of like it better than the white with the light purple. All right, so turn this over here. Looks like we got a 2.2 for the nozzle. $16. 21. So 2.2 Z 21Y. This pen seems like it's dying or something. It's because it is dying. Steal the spring out of it. Throw it away. So that is a handy little tool. Thank you, Havoc. You do the same thing with beacon? I'll put it off to the side for when we install beacons on the 2.4 and Trident in case I need it then. Well, that was a lot easier. Let's see if yeah, a lot easier to put this in from the front. All right, now back to where we left off. Let's go over here. To Cartographer 3D. Documentation. Wiring. Here we are. Okay. So, the white and the yellow. Red and the black. Shorten these all up. And reattach some connectors. They're over here. Get this camera back out. Get some DuPont connectors. Dun, dun, dun. That's not good. Where's the flippin'... Why do I only have the male side? I'm missing the female side for the DuPont connectors. Where in the fuck? Alright, what was the last thing I was doing with these? Not in there. Not in there. This is not good. Found them. Somehow they were in the case for the microfits. No, I needed the I needed these. I don't know how I managed that one. Probably cleaning up at the end of the day or something. I had both of them open. Just wasn't paying attention. So, follow up for anybody who watched yesterday's stream. I did manage to recover all my that's because these just attached to these pins on the back of the Big Tree Tech oh lordy. Just attached to these pins on the I2C and can low and high, and they're not JST connectors, unfortunately. True. Just wouldn't lock to anything. Yeah, no. I know. They're constantly getting knocked out of the back of the fucking tool heads. All right. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a JST connector on the probe itself. It's the smaller JST one, though. The whatever that is. I hate crimping DuPont connectors anyway. Yeah, no. I don't mind crimping any of the JST connectors. Except for the really, really freaking small one. goes on some of the cameras I've got. It's fucking microscopic. Same one that Big Tree Tech put on the Night Down Under Maker. Have a good day. But yeah, the ones on the camera are the same ones that Big Tree Tech put on the SB2209 toolhead boards. Real tiny ones. I hate crimping those. Is that what they are? XH? Alright, so white and yellow. White and yellow. And then black. And red. Well, that's all wired up now. It is installed. And on the next episode, we will get it programmed and running, I guess. Because it is 10:15. I was supposed to be off of here by 10. Because we've got some stuff to do with family today. So I gotta go get people awake and get them moving. So if you have not already, please hit the like button. If you want to help support the things we do here, consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. There's a link in the description, or buy some merch. Got some pretty cool shirts. If not, I get it, times are hard. No hard feelings. Still hit the like button. Hard feelings if you can't hit the like button for me. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. We'll see you back here. Not next weekend, because next weekend is Murph and then a trip to Jersey. But the weekend after that, we will be back out here. And then the weekend after that, 4th of July weekend, possibly a stream on Sunday, maybe. But definitely not one on Saturday. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Later. Happy Father's Day.